and four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas offers an affordable 2-year associate degree with a seamless path to a bachelor's. Located in downtown Minneapolis, students receive free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaching, tutoring, a Metro Transit pass, mentorship, and paid internships, all at Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College. Your journey to success starts here.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Did you know that the Walker has a cinema that shows film almost every week? From artist talks, genre-defined performances, and world premieres to archival shorts and experimental soundscapes, the Walker Cinema explores all modes of global and local filmmaking. Get your first tickets for free. Visit walkerart.org/cinema to learn more. That's walkerart.org/cinema. See you at the movies.
There's a powerful story being shared at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. Unchi Said So, a solo exhibition by Danielle Seawalker, brings forward Native stories shaped by collective identity, generational knowledge, and teachings passed down through community. Through bold color and portraiture, this work honors the significance of grandmothers in Native culture while reflecting the idea that sovereignty begins at home. On view now through June 6th. Plan your visit today at allmyrelationsarts.org.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, clear with a low of 50, then Wednesday, sunshine with a high of 85. Step into the magic of The Wizard of Oz at Children's Theater Company now through June 14th, featuring the beloved songs from the classic film, breathtaking stage magic, and a real-life Toto. Get tickets today at childrenstheater.org. That's The Wizard of Oz at Children's Theater Company.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, any cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Hey, tonight we're going to have our friend Arvina Martin, our political analyst, who's been in D.C. and all over the place. But first, I want to start out with Wendy with our Sacred Animal portion of the show. And Wendy, you got a lot to report on. A lot happened this weekend, and I'm glad you're home safe.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad to be home safe as well. So everyone already knows that I was at Rigland Farms in Blue Mounds, Wisconsin. I was there with about 1,000 other animal activists, and we were trying to get the Rigland beagles out of this breeding and experimentation facility. And we unfortunately were unable to get the dogs out, which was really very heartbreaking. We all got there, and we were met with rubber bullets, pepper spray, tear gas. People said that some of the officers had tasers if you breached the fence. I do want to say one thing that's really very upsetting to me, and it's really mad about it is that Dane County Sheriff Barrett is really spreading a lot of lies about actually what happened there. I mean, we have so much footage, there's so much video, there's so many pictures. And he was claiming that the rescuers, I'm not even going to say we were not really activists. We're there for rescuers. The rescuers were beating on the cops, jumping on the cops' backs,
Of course.
doing all this stuff. Now, we went in peacefully. That was what I had 2 days of intense training
Mhm.
on how to be peaceful as a rescuer. And I'm telling you, that was like the number one thing. They were throwing canisters of tear gas at us. One person picked up a tear gas can to throw back at them, and they were like yelled at, do not throw them back. We are peaceful.
Mhm.
Like, we were not allowed to do anything, as Sheriff Barrett is saying. So shame on you, Sheriff Barrett. So anyway, there's still 2,000 dogs left at Riglin Farms. They are due to close their breeding program there. The reason why they're closing the breeding program is because they are they slammed with a lawsuit. So if they do not give up their breeding program, they will be heavily fined because of animal cruelty charges. So it's really an unfortunate situation. The one thing that I'm really happy about is the amount of coverage that this story has brought. Everybody who I talk to knows about it. Like, they've heard something about it. They've seen it on social media. They read it in the newspaper. They saw it on the news on TV. So I'm really, really glad that this is really waking people up. You know, people are like, they still using beagles to test on and breed them and, you know, sell them to different. Yeah, it's really happening. And we really have to do something about it. We have to end it. We have to end it. So in order to do that, it's really, really hard. And we really have to fight hard. And we really have to do our best to really just try to bring as much awareness as possible. And I want to thank everybody again who contributed by sending me messages of hope, encouragement. I want to thank all the people who sent money to help me on this journey. Unfortunately, again, we didn't get the beagles. I literally had that SUV packed with supplies that I was able to purchase from people who sent me money. And the next day, I mean, it was really sad, and I bawled my eyes out driving to the Dane County Humane Society, and I pulled up front and I went to the front desk, and the guy behind the desk was thrilled that I had a car full of supplies that they could use at the shelter. So he helped me bring it all in. And he was able to take a picture. It's on my Facebook page. If anybody wants to friend me, it's Wendy Pilot on Facebook, and you could check that out. But anyway, I can't remember his name. It's been really a whirlwind. I'm kind of,
while you're looking at
I'm
that,
really
I just
kind of beat.
While you're looking for that, I just want to say this is like the police's MO.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, you got all the videos. I've seen it. I saw your footage, and you're just standing there, and all of a sudden a canister of, stuff flies at you.
Yes. Yes, you saw that. That was my own video.
Yeah.
My own video. I'm standing there recording.
Yeah.
And a can of tear gas comes like feet away from where I'm standing.
Nobody was doing anything. Nobody
No.
was. And, that's the whole thing. We dealt with that with the federal government here, and we deal with, there's alleged connections with the police and that building and those people.
Yeah.
And, allegedly there's, in small towns, there's things like that happen all the time. But what I saw was a army force going after peaceful people that were basically calling themselves,
rescuers.
Yeah. Rescuers.
Yes. So like you said, Robert, there is alleged story that one of the sheriff's deputies' sister, or some kind of connection like that, works at Riglin or is part owner of Riglin or has some type of a stake at Riglin Farm. So there is that, right? Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad that the press was there. I'm glad that we got so many. Oh, and the guy at the Dane County Humane Society, his name was Leo. And he was such a nice guy. He had such a big smile on his face. And you know what he said to me? He was just like, oh, we all know. Everybody who works here knows about what's going on at Riglin Farms. And we wish that we could do something about it. We really do. But because they're a nonprofit, they could, like lose their nonprofit funding or whatever, if they got involved. But they did, send their well wishes.
I think you should design a shirt that says "Right to Rescue." And I'm reading here. What was fun before it all happened is seeing the news, Wendy, out there, and one of our favorite actors, Joaquin Phoenix, signal his support for the 2,000 beagles at Riglin Farms, and they put it as a right to rescue, and that's beautiful. And you do have a right, and no matter how many, not all police are corrupt. Believe you me, but
I know that
there was a bunch of people that were ready to do battle, and you could see that.
Yes. There are. We have witnesses and testimony of people who, the deputies pulled their eyewear off. They had like eye goggles. They pulled them down and literally sprayed them right in the face with pepper spray. Yeah. It's really horrific. It really is. Can I mention some of the people who gave me contributions?
Absolutely. That's good.
I want to really thank everyone again. I really appreciate it. And so this was a new one that I just got. Kelly M. I don't know who you are.
Who are you, Kelly?
I know. You're not on my Facebook page. But, you know what? I'll do it after I hear the music. So when we come back, I'm going to thank everyone who gave me a monetary donation, and I was able to get really great supplies. Plus, it helped with my journey. So I really want to thank you so much.
Well, yeah. Hey, we're here with Wendy Pilot, who did a Right to Rescue event in Wisconsin at Riglin Farms. And we're going to talk more about that. And later on, we're going to have Arvina Martin on and check in with what's happening all over Turtle Island politically that affects Native Americans. And as you know, these are our relatives.
That's right.
We'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio.
Stay with us.
After 20 years of service, the Metro Blue Line is ready for essential improvements. A multi-year transformation is underway, bringing a better, smoother Blue Line experience. Renew the Blue will preserve and protect a critical piece of our infrastructure investment, helping it remain a safe, reliable, and affordable transit option for many years to come. Learn more about Renew the Blue at metrotransit.org/renew-the-blue.
Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Local artist Rosie Simas, Seneca Nation of Indians, Huron Clan, embodies Onondaga philosophies of peacemaking and relationality in new immersive installation. Visit Agajengwa, Desini Gowe Weni. I hope it'll stir your mind and explore a space built for communal rest and contemplation. CMOS presents a performance of the same name this May. Learn more about the exhibition and performance at walkerart.org.
There's a powerful story being shared at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. Unchi Said So, a solo exhibition by Danielle Seawalker, brings forward Native stories shaped by collective identity, generational knowledge, and teachings passed down through community. Through bold color and portraiture, this work honors the significance of grandmothers in Native culture while reflecting the idea that sovereignty begins at home. On view now through June 6th. Plan your visit today at allmyrelationsarts.org.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and I want to be your next United States Senator, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert Pilot. We're here with Wendy, and, talking about the horrific, whenever it's so weird because it seems like whenever you try and do anything good and you have a good heart, there's that other dark side that really that has power now, and that's all I can say. It's like it's really sad, but it wasn't surprising, but it was very sad.
Yeah, things take a long time. Change takes a long time. And sometimes it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard for change. So let's thank the people.
Yes.
And listen, if anybody's listening and they're at home and they want to help call some people, just grab a pen or a pencil, and I'll be shooting out some phone numbers in a little bit. But
let me get the applause button ready.
Yeah, sure. So people who had donated, Kelly McCown, I'm going to say her name. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Kelly R, Jelaine, Debbie M, Paul S, Pamela S, Tiergan C,
Yay.
Teresa N, Mary M, Patrick L, Jada F, Susan P, Claire R, Maureen H, and Jeannie O. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't have done this without you. So I really, really appreciate it.
As you said yesterday, there's more work to be done, and you have some phone numbers and some requests out there too. Wen.
So there's some people who are kind of on the edge of helping us, and we need to push them a little bit further. That's the Wisconsin Attorney General. His name is Josh Kaul, Kaul. And I think we could get him to get more on our side and to speak up more. His phone number is 608-266-1221. Again, the number is 608-266-1221. So we got to get him to move a little bit, helping us.
Hey, I want to mention Senator Jody Habush Sinekin, and she was supporting you out of Wisconsin, and she was at the rally at the Capitol. Inside the Capitol, there's a picture of her there, and I just want to give her a shout out because we have a big.
Again. Who is she?
Oh, you're gonna make me say the name again. And she's Senator Jody Habush Sinekin.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Governor Evers, he's been on our, your show, Robert, many times. Our show, yeah. He's always kind of supported things that where the wolves, and he's really been a very strong advocate, but he's kind of went silent about this whole Rigland Farms thing, and it gets me to wonder why. So make a phone call. Ask Governor Tony Evers, Wisconsin, to say something. Say something. Get on our side and do the right thing. His phone number is 608-266-1212. 608-266-1212. Literally, these phone calls, it's usually you're just leaving a voicemail message. Once in a while, the legislative assistant will pick up and you can leave your message with them. But honestly, it takes like 2 minutes. That's all it takes. And it's really easy to do. And again, Robert, you had House Representative Mark Pocan. Yeah. Thank you. Let's call him and give him a big thank you because he is on our side. He's speaking up. He's asking JFK Jr. to do something about this. And I want to thank Mark Pocan again. I've left quite a few messages thanking him. His phone number is 608-258-9800. Again, 608-258-9800. And also, I don't have it on hand. I have left messages with the Dane County Sheriff's Department and kind of calling out Sheriff Barrett, telling him that I know he lied. Yeah. I saw what was happening with my own eyes, and you're telling me I didn't see what I saw with my own eyes. Don't do that to me, because you know what? That gets me so mad.
You don't want an Italian Madison.
Really, it gets me so mad. Do not tell me that I did not see what I saw with my own eyes. Do not. And he's lying.
Well, we're in the upside down world.
We
so,
are in the upside down world.
But we've always struggled with bad cops and people that are paid off and people that don't believe in what you believe in.
Right.
You know, your own lying eyes, 2,000 people saw really what was happening, plus all the people that were videotaping and the press around the world.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, you know what? The truth of the matter will hold up. I believe that's true. I do. We're not giving up on these dogs. We're going to still, I don't know what we're going to do next. I'm going to leave it to the leaders that led us there in the first place. And I want to just give a shout out to the dogs, the 22 dogs who were rescued last month and actually taken out. I was able to speak to a woman who has one of those dogs, and her story is just so heartwarming about, you know, now this dog is sleeping in a nice warm dog bed and, you know, getting pets and hugs and getting to go outside and feel the grass on its paws and look up at the sky and be outside. And it's just, I'm happy that there's 22. Yeah, I wish there could have been more. I mean, more. My whole goal and what I wanted to do and feel was to go in there and carry a dog out.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to hand that dog off to someone to take it and go back in and get another dog and carry that dog out. That's what I wanted to do. And every time we got close to that fence and every time we got near it, the cans of tear gas came. We got sprayed with pepper spray. They were shooting rubber bullets at us. Thank goodness I didn't get hit with any, but many people got hit with them. They had black and blue marks all over their bodies.
You bruise easily too.
I know, I do. And it was just horrific. I told Robert this, and I'm going to say this. Never in my life have I ever felt like I was going to die, ever. Like I never had the, you know, my life flash in front of me or anything like that. But after I had that tear gas and pepper spray in my lungs, I could not breathe. I literally could not breathe. I was down on my knees and I was like gasping for air. And I just kept saying, okay, this is the way I'm going to go. Like, I really thought I was going to die. Like I really got scared.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, everybody was just yelling, like, take little teeny breaths. Don't breathe in. Just take little teeny breaths. And then a woman next to me was like crying and saying, I need help, help, help. And I concentrated on helping her. And I think that's what helped me.
Yes.
You know, that I kind of forgot about me and I was helping her. Like she couldn't even open her eyes to walk. At least I could open one eye.
Yeah.
And, you know, we kind of held on to each other and like walked each other away from the tear gas. But it was really, you know, it was terrible. The whole day, honestly, I was just trying to get close to the fence, talk to the officers and just try to just say, you know, won't you please help us? You know, do you have a dog at home? Could you imagine your dog being in this place? I know you have a heart. I know you want to do the right thing. I know you're just doing your job. But if you just turn a blind eye, no one's going to say anything. You know, you could just go stand over there and let us come in and get these dogs and no one will tell on you. Just, you know, of course, you know.
We got less than a minute. Where can people get updates on this and, you know, and what's going on and how they can support this organization? Because I know like the first 10 minutes of this whole thing, they arrested the guy that been kind of running the thing.
Yeah, his name's Wayne. I don't know the spelling of his last name, but you could go on the Marty Project on Facebook, the Marty Project, and that has a lot of updates all the time. Wayne Sung, that's his name. It's spelled like Hsuing, something like that. He's a lawyer and he runs this organization called Simple Hearts. And if you want to, please go to Save the Dogs one word, savethedogs.io. And you can find all the updates. You can find out how you can help, how you can donate, if you want to get involved for the next rescue, if there is one. So again, savethedogs.io. Yeah, let's get this done. Let's, let's stop this horrific treatment of our sentient beings.
I really appreciate you coming on and talking about this. And I want to give a shout out. While you were gone, I was at a powwow, and we've gotten in the last couple of days. It was really funny how people really enjoy it. Your updates about our relatives, our sacred animals, and also really the big push here of all the work you've done. You boots on the ground, and you do put your money where the mouth is, and I really appreciate that. From all aspects, you've been to so many protests, native protests with me. We started the show with Standing Rock, and we've been just diligently. This isn't your first rodeo when it comes to really defending defending what you think is right. But definitely activism. So I appreciate that. The family appreciates that, and I know our listeners do. So, Wendy, a big pinigi. Again, thank you so much for checking in. I think it's really important that you tell everybody what happened and how they can support your work. And again, I want to just say thanks to the people that say they really enjoy Wendy on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. It really means a lot to me. It really does.
Used to be full time, and now you're retired. So I appreciate it, and we're going to get some more reports about Rigland Farm there in Wisconsin, and let's save our sacred animals. Again, thanks, Wendy.
You're welcome. I'll give another update in a couple of days.
Hey, we'll be right back with Arvina Martin. This is Native Roots Radio.
Stay with us.
Oh, wow. Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Local artist Rosie Simas, Seneca Nation of Indians, Huron Clan, embodies Onondaga philosophies of peacemaking and relationality in new immersive installation. Visit Agajengwa, Desini Gowe Weni. I hope it'll stir your mind and explore a space built for communal rest and contemplation. CMOS presents a performance of the same name this May. Learn more about the exhibition and performance at walkerart.org.
There's a powerful story being shared at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. Unchi Said So, a solo exhibition by Danielle Seawalker, brings forward Native stories shaped by collective identity, generational knowledge, and teachings passed down through community. Through bold color and portraiture, this work honors the significance of grandmothers in Native culture while reflecting the idea that sovereignty begins at home. On view now through June 6th. Plan your visit today at allmyrelationsarts.org.
Support comes from the Walker Arts Center, an art space that's more than the spoon and cherry. Galleries celebrate contemporary visual art, including indigenous artists like Edgar Heap of Birds from the Cheyenne and Arapaho nations, and Jim Deminy from the Ojibwe Nation. Additionally, film screens, cinema, and performances are shown on stage. And the Walker is free every Thursday night and free every day for citizens and members of tribal nations. Learn more at walkerart.org.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
This is Chase Iron Eyes announcing a new show on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, powered by Native Roots Radio. The show is called Native American Patriot Talk Radio. What will we do on the show? We are going to explore and dive into the source of American constitutional sovereignty, the intersection of Native American and legal issues. Find us the first and third Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. on AM 950.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas offers an affordable 2-year associate degree with a seamless path to a bachelor's. Located in downtown Minneapolis, students receive free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaching, tutoring, a Metro Transit pass, mentorship, and paid internships, all at Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College. Your journey to success starts here.
After 20 years of service, the Metro Blue Line is ready for essential improvements. A multi-year transformation is underway, bringing a better, smoother blue line experience. Renew the Blue will preserve and protect a critical piece of our infrastructure investment, helping it remain a safe, reliable, and affordable transit option for many years to come. Learn more about Renew the Blue at metrotransit.org/renew-the-blue.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, clear with a low of 50, then Wednesday, sunshine with a high of 85. Warmer weather is on the horizon, and what better way to welcome it back than with a fantastic meal and a show at Crooner's Supper Club. Crooner's is located in Fridley on Highway 65, just north of I-694. Check out their concert schedules and dinner menus at croonersmn.com.
AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Oh, this is Dallas Goldtooth, and you're listening to the Native Roots Radio. Hoka, hicha, wecha.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. It's Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert Pilot. Hey, we are with our friend Arvina Martin, our political analyst, and haven't seen you in a couple weeks. It's really great to see you. A lot going on. Maybe you can tell our listening audience what you've been up to. And I know you were in Washington, and there's some exciting news, and we also have a lot of stuff to talk about. So, again, good to see you, Arvina.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. I've missed coming on and having our conversations about things that are happening. I actually just moved. So, all of that kind of fun transition stuff. And actually, because I didn't have internet for a while, I kind of was in a news hiatus, and it was really weird to not know what was going on. And I feel like I'm finally returning to, the land of the living in a sense, and understanding or knowing what's happening. But yes, I did just spend a few days in Washington, D.C. The Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian has an exhibit called Water's Edge, and it features the work of my uncle, my choka, my godfather, Truman Lowe, who was an incredible Ho-Chunk artist, American artist who did really, really breathtaking work, and was frequently inspired by water, and how it moves, and how water changes what things look like, and how the sand moves under a river or things like that. And it was a really great experience because they had a reception and a whole program for the opening of the exhibit that had been planned for last October, but it was a victim of the government shutdown. So we did not get to go and celebrate until last week, and there was so much Ho-Chunk Nation representation. There was much representation from our family, the Lowe family, and it was an incredible experience. My uncle, my choka, my godfather, Truman Lowe, has been a huge part of my life. And I'm already getting a little emotional talking about him. He passed away in 2019. And in addition to being, a renowned visual artist, he was also a professor at UW-Madison. He was the chair of the art department for I don't remember how long, and he was also chair of the Native American Studies program, and was the first curator of contemporary art at the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian. And, there was a panel that was part of the program with the curator Rebecca Troutman, and also featuring his daughter Tanya Lowe and artist John Hitchcock, who talked about his work and his legacy, and it really made my heart happy to hear that his legacy was not just in the beautiful works that he created, but his mentorship and his encouragement of other Native artists, and knowing that you know, there have been many Native art students that have come through the University of Wisconsin-Madison because of him, because he believed in them and wanted them to keep pursuing their art and making that impact known, not just in the art world, but all over the United States and in the world. And you know, it was a wonderful time to also share our stories about him and reminisce about him. And you know, he's been a huge part of my life growing up, and you know, he was a remarkable human being. I feel blessed that that he was my family, and that I got to spend so much time with him. And his works are really beautiful. The works that they chose for this exhibition all had to deal with water. Water's Edge is the title, and they spanned, you know, his a large swath of his career. And you know, if you are in Washington, D.C., or thinking about going to Washington, D.C., this is an exhibit that you should absolutely see. The pieces that they chose were ones that, you know, are ones that have always resonated with me. And so I appreciated that the ones that pieces that I associate with him when I think of his art were included in this particular exhibition. So, you know, the NMAI did a wonderful job in putting together this whole experience, and it was wonderful not only to see so many of my relatives, but so many Ho-Chunks there. We had Representative Byzantine was there, as well as Representative White Wing, and you know, it was really cool to see all of us there, you know, and on a like kind of another note, there were so many of our attendees that were including Ho-Chunk pieces as part of their ensembles for the evening. So kind of in a fashion way, you know, we had women there. I am included in this who had worn, you know, like I wore a skirt that had my great grandmother's ribbon applique designs on it, but also wore a pache and a hair wrap, and it was just so beautiful. And I also want to mention that at the National Gallery of Art, there's an exhibit featuring two more Ho-Chunk artists, Sky Hopinka and Tom Jones. So, you know, we are well represented currently in DC as Native people, as Ho-Chunk people, and you know, how beautiful to celebrate Ho-Chunk creativity and Ho-Chunk points of view on the visual world, and how we see things, and how our traditions can be interpreted in a very modern way, visually.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's great. Hey,
Yeah.
Arvina, that was an awesome report, and I really appreciate it. And I wish I would have gone, because a friend of mine, Amy Lone Tree, was saying that she was going to there, and then I just missed the dates and everything. But I'm glad you were there to report on that. Hey, one of the things that I'd like to talk to, because we only got a few more minutes in this segment, is something that you sent me about the Washington Commanders. Can you elaborate on that? I have not seen this information about they're going to go back to the Redskin imaginary for alternative jerseys. I mean, we see the way the NFL is with all these different jerseys that they wear all the time. I've seen the Packers and the Vikings wear all white, and I'm going, what's going on?
Yeah, yeah. The one of their alternate uniforms for the coming season it's going to be all black, but in addition to their new W logo on their helmets, they're including a spear. Yeah. And it's so annoying that we got rid of the worst team name in all professional amateur sports. A defined slur is now gone, but they still want to go and lean back on that stereotype. And I understand wanting to acknowledge your franchise's history, but some parts of history are better left untouched or not brought out in such a prominent display without any kind of discussion or criticism as to why it's inappropriate. This is just unanalyzed racism popping back up in the NFL.
I know they use that as their helmet. I know 68 to 71 for sure, and they just had the spear in there before they put the native head on their helmets. But that's ridiculous, and I'm glad you brought that to our attention too. And let's talk more about that. We got about a minute left here, and I just one of the exciting things that you've done too, are going to be talking about is the DNC meeting, the Native Caucus, and had a presentation with young Dems and Native organizers. That sounds exciting to me and pointed in the right direction.
Oh yeah, there was a DNC meeting the week before, so I got to travel 2 weeks in a row, which was kind of a lot. Yeah. But it was really exciting to be part of the Native Caucus. Our Native Caucus chair, Clara Pratt, put together a program for us that had some people that are doing amazing things. We had a young woman who is now part of leadership from the Young Dems, who is she's from Ada, Oklahoma, and now I'm blanking on her tribe. I think she's Creek, but she talked about getting young Native people involved in the political process and in politics and in government, and it was really inspiring, and it makes me very happy to see our young people taking on these challenges and getting involved.
Hey, we're here with Arvina Martin, our political analyst, consultant in Ho-Chunk, and we're going to be right back after this short break. Please stay with us. Oh,
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas offers an affordable 2-year associate degree with a seamless path to a bachelor's. Located in downtown Minneapolis, students receive free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaching, tutoring, a Metro Transit pass, mentorship, and paid internships, all at Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College. Your journey to success starts here.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
When we heal from our traumas,
when we face our fears,
let go of our addictions,
when we relearn our values,
when we live our teachings,
respecting our elders,
cherishing and honoring our children,
when we honor and take care of our spirit,
there will be no room left for sexual violence.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
After 20 years of service, the Metro Blue Line is ready for essential improvements. A multi-year transformation is underway, bringing a better, smoother Blue Line experience. Renew the Blue will preserve and protect a critical piece of our infrastructure investment, helping it remain a safe, reliable, and affordable transit option for many years to come. Learn more about Renew the Blue at metrotransit.org/renew-the-blue.
Hi, it's Dr. Evan Adams, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio. Hey, Victor, you better be listening.
In this portion of the show, we'd like to bring awareness to our wolf and bear populations throughout Turtle Island. Say no to the hunts.
I still got to work on my wolf
welcome
howl.
back, everyone. Yeah, good one. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Native Roots Radio, and we are with our friend Arvina Martin, our political consultant here on Native Roots Radio. The one thing before we move on to, I just want to touch base with you on this too, because it kind of goes hand in hand when we talked about the Washington national football team putting a spear on their helmet. There's a city in Minnesota that is now reverting back to the old racist state flag. Their city council just voted on that. So again, 2 steps forward, 3 back. Sometimes it's just crazy. It's just, I was really told years ago, and natives know this, how racist this country is, but this president has really empowered so many different things just in these last few years. And I know you have a daughter, but I mean, these last 10 years, there's young people that don't know anything different than this craziness.
Yeah, it's so weird to me that there are people out there that hang on to these images of us, and those images of us are more important than us. They care more about the history of whatever image. I'm thinking of there was a city in New York whose town flag had a picture of it was supposed to depict a fight between a native person and a white person from the 1800s, and the flag looked like the white guy was going in to choke the native guy, and that was their city flag, and
remember that.
Hanging on to a picture like that is for some reason so important to these people, and they care more about that than they do about us as living, breathing people existing with them, being their neighbors, being their colleagues, their friends, and sometimes even their families. And it, I feel pity for them that despite the fact that they and the things that are important to them make it harder for us and for our children to achieve. We have studies that prove how detrimental these images are to our native children, and on their own self-esteem, and they care more about that picture than our children. And it makes me sad that is what they hold on to, that out of entire histories of a town, of the state, of all of the amazing things that have happened and can be celebrated, they want to hang on to a lame drawing of us.
Yeah.
It
That's
makes me,
it,
yeah, I pity them, you know?
Do you mind repeating what you said in the beginning, if you can remember? Because that was amazing that they would rather what you just said. Do you remember what
Oh,
you just said?
they care more about this image, about an actual picture of us, you know, being depicted in a way that is, you know, not necessarily accurate. And they care more about that depiction than they do about us as human
Yep.
beings.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Arvina Martin, our political consultant. Arvina, before we get too far, we got a shorter segment here, and I got more to talk about. Please let people know how they can get a hold of you and the things that you can do for their corporation, for their business, or for their school. I know you do a lot of this work, and I just want to give a quick shout out on how people can get a hold of you and what you can do for them, and this service that you do all over Turtle Island.
Yeah, you can find me. My name is again Arvina Martin, and I am on LinkedIn. If you would like, you know, information, or you would like presentations or trainings given to your group, if you are a, you know, a political candidate or training political candidates, or are affiliated with political parties and want to know how learn about working in Indian country, about how it is important to work with tribes as peer governments. What is tribal sovereignty? How does that work in practice? And also working on how to organize in Indian country, both in reservation communities and urban Indian communities, and really how to engage and get Native people organically involved in the work that you do. I have a lot of experience in presenting this kind of information, and it does help a lot of people. And you can find me on LinkedIn if you would like to learn more.
Excellent. Hey, let's swing into this Wisconsin election wrap up. And, there's an election going on tonight about gerrymandering and fighting back. And I believe it's Virginia. Is that?
It is. They are voting on whether they want to redistrict in the middle of like the decade, which we know is not normal, and was started because the president wanted to get more congressional seats in Texas. So states that have been leaning Democratic have been responding in kind. This tit for tat kind of politics is not good for any of us, but you kind of have to do what you can do in order to keep to level the playing field, and make sure that people are being represented. And in Wisconsin, we did just have an election. We elected Judge Chris Taylor to our Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Yes.
And she won by a landslide. And even won, I believe, Ozaukee County. We have the WOW counties, Waukesha, Ozaukee, and Washington, that are kind of have been known as the Republican strongholds. And not only did Judge Taylor do remarkably well in those counties, the city of Waukesha actually elected a young woman, Alicia Halvensleben, who is a Democrat, to be their mayor, and they elected her over a sitting state representative, Scott Allen. And after he lost that race, he also announced that he's not going to run for re-election. So she kind of beat him twice. And I also am really proud. One of the folks I trained while I was with Emerge, Aria Trucios, won a seat on the Dane County Board, and I believe that with their win, that they are the first trans person and the first non-binary person elected to a county board in the state of Wisconsin, and they are tremendous. They ran a great campaign, and I can't wait to see what they do on the county board. So we had a great election day in Wisconsin.
What a great way to end the show. Arvina, Big Peeny Gigi, thank you so much. Shout out to Wendy for that update on the Rigland Farms. We're going to really stay on top of that. Thanks again, Arvina. Really great to see you and great updates. Everyone that all over the country that needs help with their Native 101, get a hold of Arvina Martin. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we will see everyone tomorrow. Ho-wah.
Honey Chuck Joey.
After 20 years of service, the Metro Blue Line is ready for essential improvement.